Hello and welcome to a special edition of SVCOA Today. I'm your host, Heather Baker, and today we're on location at a very special senior center, the Young at Heart Senior Center here in Poultney, where they're celebrating their 40th anniversary. Today I'm going to speak with Executive Director Kathy Hudson, as well as a few of the many volunteers who help make this organization a success, including Meals on Wheels delivery drivers, cooks, and thrift shop workers. Hi, Kathy.
Hello,
Welcome to SVCOA Today.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Young at Heart Senior Center, and tell me about your 40th anniversary.
Well, Young at Heart was started 40 years ago this past September by a group of people who were interested in addressing the needs and the concerns of seniors in the community. And it has evolved a great deal over the years. It has become a meal center that attracts huge numbers of people from all over the county and actually out of state as well. In the summer, we get people who wander through on their, they're up visiting from Florida or something. But it's just been a major part of the community, the senior community in Poultney for 40 years.
That's great. So not only do you do community meals here, what other activities do you do at this site?
We do bone builders twice a week. We have the TV for people who want to use the Wii for Wii bowling or any other games that we might have. We do educational programs when possible. Generally, it's just a meetup site. It's someplace that any seniors are welcome to come and hang out, visit, commune with their friends, play cards, just to have a place to go.
Perfect.
Someplace that's not home.
Excellent.
And not alone.
On an average, day, how many people come to the community meal site?
Anywhere from a low of maybe 25 on Tuesday. Today is an exception. We actually have 35 people today.
Oh my goodness.
Because we're serving breakfast for lunch.
Ah.
So that's a popular day. And it can go right up to 67 to 70 for our birthday dinners. In 2015, we served over 11,000 meals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
From our little kitchen.
So talk to me, I was just going to bring that up. Talk to me about your kitchen and how it's different from other meal sites.
We prepare all our meals on site. So everybody who comes here for a meal gets a home-cooked meal. As far as I know, we're the only ones in Rutland County that actually prepare our own meals. And that also stands true for our Meals on Wheels recipients. They get what the dining room gets.
Oh, wow.
So we have a pretty varied menu. It changes, no 2 months are exactly the same. And we try to throw in some surprises now and then.
So your menus, who makes up your menus?
I do.
And then when you do your menu, what do you do? Do you have to have it approved?
Yeah, the first person I take it to is the cook. Diane is absolutely awesome, but I kind of try to make it manageable for her point of view. So we don't want 2 or 3 huge meals in a row where, it requires a lot of prep time, a lot of cooking time, a lot of serving and cleanup. So we try to stagger it out. So we might have 1 or 2 big meals a week, and then we'll have 1 or 2 more comfy types of meals. And then our meal menu is hopefully approved each month by the dietitian for the Council on Aging.
Great. Do you have any guidelines you have to follow for the meals?
We do have to follow the guidelines of the Older Americans Act to make sure that we're providing the correct nutritional components, the vitamin A, the vitamin C, vitamin D, fiber, grains, all that good stuff. Into our meals each week.
Perfect. Oh, wow.
We try.
Yes.
It's not always perfect, but we try. Gotta have fun too.
Exactly. Well, you do a lot of fun stuff. I remember you telling me about one of your holiday meals, maybe
Halloween.
Halloween, yes.
We did our rat meatloaf. Everybody got an individual meatloaf that was shaped like a rat, and they were adorable. Everybody got a mouse on it. Was more friendly than a rat. It looked more like a big mouse on a plate, complete with the ears, the nose, the tail, everything.
That's great.
Absolutely adorable. We've done zombie meatloaves for Halloween. We've done kitty litter cake for dessert, which is truly gross. For Valentine's Day last year, we did salmon and heartbeat salad. So we try to mix it up. We try to make it fun and interesting. Just a variety of things.
Perfect. How long have you been the executive director here?
I've been here 2.5 years almost.
And what does your job entail? What's
you name
your role?
it and I do it. You name it and I do it. Basically, I am the paper pusher and try and make sure we follow all the guidelines, meet all our requirements, in addition to providing the more interesting aspects, the fun aspects, to the senior community. I oversee the kitchen. I am the backup cook. We have the thrift store downstairs. I've been known to be called downstairs because somebody needs a break, or basically I shovel snow.
So you're a jack of all trades.
Yeah, if it's got to be done, it gets done.
Great.
Usually in a timely manner, not always.
So talk to me about funding. How this site is beautiful and amazing. Where do you get the funding? How do you keep going?
Well, part of our funding is through the town budget. We do get an allotment from the town that was approved by the voters in the past, which is really nice because that's a consistent income each year. We charge meals to those under 60. And of course, 60 and older, we can make a suggested donation price. We can't require meals. We get grants where we can for things that we need. This room that we're in was funded in large part by grants, and with a lot of help from Montpelier. We scratch wherever we can to come up with the funding to meet our needs.
Perfect.
It's always a challenge. The money is the most challenging part. We did a fundraising appeal, a letter campaign a few months ago that we started that has been pretty successful, and that just went out to our community.
And I see that you're doing a pancake breakfast.
Yes.
And is that like a fundraiser?
That's a fundraiser.
Okay.
Yep. That is the 13th, Saturday the 13th, and that'll be a lot of fun. We haven't done something like that in a long time. Several times a year we do a dinner, roast pork or a ham dinner. We'll be hosting the Maple Fest dinner this year in Poultney, April 2nd, I think. And, each year Poultney does a big Maple Fest, and more often than not, it's one of the churches that hosts the meal. And this year we were lucky to be able to secure that spot.
Excellent.
So we're hoping for 100, 150 maybe to come in.
Wow. Yeah. And will you make all the food here on site?
Yes.
And Diane will do that too?
Diane will do it.
Wow. Diane's amazing.
Diane is a treasure. She's wonderful. That dinner will be a honey Dijon ham and maple mashed sweet potatoes and other vegetables and lots of desserts and maple flavored desserts. And it'll be fun.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Yeah, it's open to the public.
Sure. So your thrift store that you mentioned downstairs, talk to me about that.
The thrift store started when this addition was built. It is the basement to this room. And it is a pretty nice income resource for us. It also adds to the community. People who need something come to the senior center for help that way.
Sure.
They come for clothing, they come from household items, they donate. And that just brings other segments of the community into the senior center.
So people can just drop off donations?
Absolutely. We have a donation box outside the building down by the main entrance.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. So talk to me, kind of reach out to the community and tell them what things you would donate or...
Clothing, small household items, anything from like housewares, kitchen items to bed linens and that kind of stuff. What we're not looking for is large furniture. We just don't have the space for it.
And anybody can come to the thrift store?
Absolutely anybody.
Oh, wow.
It's open to the community.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's cool. It changes every day. You never know what you're going to find in there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I'm a frequent shopper.
So tell me a little bit more about some of the activities that you sponsor here too.
It's a mixed bag of things. As I said, the activities that we use this room for, like I said, the bone builders and the Wii bowling. We also have representatives from Cove, the community of Vermont elders, that come in on the third Thursday of every month to talk to the group in the dining room about Medicare issues, to answer any questions. We have the rescue squad, a couple of people from the rescue squad that come in on a regular basis, and I really like that because it's more of a prevent the scare thing. What to expect when you call the rescue squad,
Sure.
what to expect when they come in your door. Things that you can do to make their job easier, like keep a light on outside when you call them if you can. The type of equipment that they might use so that people are familiar with it before it's used on them. And we have, people from around the community that come in to talk, from their various assisted living places or different agencies. RAVNA, the Rutland Visiting Nurses, are here once a month to do the foot clinic. We have a Biata nurse here once a month to do blood pressure checks. We try to keep it interesting and varied and useful.
Is there a charge for the blood pressure or the foot clinics?
Blood pressure, no. The foot clinic, RAVNA charges $10. They make that money.
Okay.
We provide the space for the service.
Nice.
Yeah, and we can get 5 people. We might get 20 people for that. Blood pressure clinic, we've kind of changed that. That used to be the same day as the foot clinic, but I changed it to the birthday dinner day because that's when the most people are in our dining room, and that has boosted that little activity from 5 people to 50 people on some days.
Nice.
So.
Do you have a story that you would like to share, or a letter that somebody has written about how coming to this site has?
Wow. Nothing in particular. I know that there is a core group of people in our dining room every day. They are here every day. We're here 4 days a week. This is where they meet. This is where they socialize. They sit together every day. They're spending an hour or 2 together every day. And when they leave here, they're going home alone for the most part. But they're back the next day to be with their friends. And that is really important to me. And the door is closed now, so you can't hear anything. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear anything, because all you'll hear is the laughing and the chatter, and that's one of the things that keeps me here the most, is just hearing that positive effect that we have on a group of people who might otherwise be home and alone and lonely.
And that's great. Socialization helps
Absolutely.
a lot with sickness and
just good mental health.
Absolutely. Now I'm here with Kelsey and Diane is the cook here at Young at Heart, and Kelsey is a volunteer. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Diane, tell me about your job, what you do for Young at Heart.
I am the cook. We serve Tuesday through Friday, and I have volunteers in the dining room and also the kitchen. Kelsey is my daughter. She is my baker. She's been here since last June. It'll be a year this June. And if it wasn't for her to bake, I wouldn't have no baker.
Excellent. Kelsey, tell me what's your most favorite thing to bake when you're here?
I do these apple cups. They're like a graham cracker crust with apple cinnamon filling with caramel on top.
Ooh, that sounds really good. Diane, how long have you been the cook here?
Going on 5 years.
Wow. So on a busy day, how many dinners do you usually put out?
Usually it's once a month as birthday dinner, and we serve 70 in the dining room. We do 20 to 30 Meals on Wheels, and nothing's hard to cook here. It's a piece of cake.
It is. You have a beautiful kitchen too.
Yes.
Great. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Thanksgiving meal.
It is? That's great. Can you tell me a little bit about the food, the produce, and the baked goods that came in today from the Hannaford?
Hannaford donates baked goods, which is they no longer can use, and we use pretty much 95% of that. We have fresh garden produce, which is green peppers we use for our salad. We use the chickens for our chicken and biscuits. So everything that comes in, we use every day.
And the things that you don't use, people are allowed to take home with them?
Yes. What we do is we put out on the table and we let people that come here every day take it home.
Wow.
And we get also fresh bread on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they take that home also.
Wow. Having lunch today, I did notice some people that they had their own containers and were putting stuff in the containers. If they don't use what's on the table, do they get to take that home?
Anything that is brought out on the tables is usually there to take home.
Excellent.
They can take whatever is left on the table because we are now not using the leftovers that come back into the kitchen of safety issues. If someone's sick at the table, coughing, sneezing, we just can't use it. So they just take it home.
Wow, that's great. Kelsey, what keeps you coming back every day since you're a volunteer here?
Like all the people that like smile and greet, and just brightens up my day.
That's great. What keeps you coming back, Diane?
I just love the people, and the job is easy, and I enjoy cooking. It's the best job I've had. It's just, I don't think I could ever go.
No, that's great. Well, I hope you never go because the meal I just had was amazing.
Thank you.
And you're a very good cook. So,
Thanks.
and it seems to be the consensus out in the dining room area. Everybody loves your cooking, and they love to come here and they see you. And I think it's great that you have the volunteers that are kind of the waitresses. They bring
Yes.
everything out.
The only ones that get paid here is Kathy Hudson and I. All our volunteers who volunteer in the dining room, our waitresses, our drivers, they're all volunteers. So they play a really big part in this, because if we didn't have no waitresses or drivers, that would leave more on us, on Kathy and I, which we can't do both jobs.
Right. How do you find some of the help that helps you out in the kitchen?
We actually have a newsletter, it goes out once a month, and we pass the word along. And we also have reach-up workers that come here and there. We had a few that just left. Hopefully we'll get some more back in to help.
Good. So if somebody wanted to volunteer, is there like a training that they would have to go through to help you out in the kitchen?
No, just, well, they will come in and, you know, if they want to help Kelsey bake, Kelsey will show them. Or if they don't know how to do dishes with a dishwasher, we will show them. And cutting up produce, but we'll show them right here on site.
Perfect. Well, thank you both.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Ernie. And Ernie, tell me what you do on every Tuesday morning.
Every Tuesday morning I get up about 5:30, and then I get up at Hannaford's in Rutland, and I pick up all the day-old stuff, like from the bakery, from the deli, from the produce area, and I load it in my car. And when it's loaded in my car, there's only just about room for me. That's how much stuff I pick up every day. My trunk is loaded, my back seat is loaded right to the ceiling, and my passenger seat is loaded right up. And bring it down to the senior center. A lot of stuff they can use in the kitchen for the meals and soup and stuff, and a lot of bakery goods and whatnot they use. And then a lot of the bread items are put out in our entrance for everybody to pick up on their way in and way out for seniors to use. And usually that'll last, like today is Tuesday, I was here this morning, and most of the bread will be gone by this afternoon. So people really make use of it. It's a great thing that Hannafords do. They're very good about it. Like this morning, I had 4 carts from the bakery. The shopping cart's full. I had 2 carts from the deli full. I had a huge, I think there was 12 boxes from produce. And all that comes here and is put to very good use.
Wow. Do you ever get tempted to open up some of the cake and sample it?
Once in a while I have to grab a goodie if I didn't have breakfast. But no, not usually. It's for here, and it's good for the seniors and everything, you know, to use. Like the chickens that they roast and they have left over there, I bet you I had, I'm going to guess 20 of those chickens today.
Wow.
And as soon as they come in here, they take the meat off from it and everything, and they make soup. They make use of it all, you know, which is really great. Again, it's great. I don't know how many years I've been doing this from Hannafords, and it works out really good. You know, it really helps us out here with our budget constraints that we have and everything. It comes in real nice and handy, and it makes it good for the seniors. Like I say, they can pick up bread on their way in or way out. And all the stuff is good, even though it's a day old. It's still perfectly good, you know, and it makes use of it. Rather than before, I guess they were throwing this out and goes into the waste. So it's a fun thing I can do. And then I'm down here now because I go deliver out-of-town meals, and I just finished doing that.
Oh my goodness, where do you deliver the meals?
It's called out-of-town in the Pulteney area. Anybody in the Pulteney area that they can't get out or whatnot, we deliver meals to them. They do an in-town. I do the out-of-town on Tuesdays. Just one day a week I do it. Somebody else does it the rest of the week. Yeah.
And how many people do you usually deliver meals to on the out-of-town route?
Usually I have, let's see, today there was only 3. Usually I have 4 or 5 or 6. It depends. Some people, like if they have an operation or something, they can't get out for a while.
Sure.
And so I'll deliver as long as they can't get out. But then what's really nice if they come here to the center, because then they get to socialize a little bit more. The other thing with delivering meals, it's hard because you want to get them around to everybody where they're still hot, but you want to stop and talk to everybody. Sure. You know. And people I deliver to are great. My wife volunteered here for 11 years. She did in-town and out-town for a couple of years, and then it got too busy. And so for 11 years, she delivered here, and then when I retired, I started taking over from her.
Perfect.
So,
good.
Yeah.
Keeps you going too, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to do it, you know. You got to get out, and the people are great. You know, you go and talk with them, you hear the stories and about their life. Most of these are quite elderly people. You know, great stories. You become attached to them, actually, is what happens. I had one lady, she had to go to the Pines up there, and I still had to stop in and see her, you know, every time I'm in Rutland, you know, but she's back home now.
Good. That's
yeah.
excellent.
And the center here is this is a great center, and they cook tremendous meals. The meals here and the cook is really great, you know. Can't say enough about it. Really a great center here. A lot of activities go on. And like I say, a lot of this, the people need socialization just as much as they need a good meal. And some people, that's probably their basic meal for the day. Most of them are not heavy eaters because they're elderly and whatnot, you know, but it makes a good meal. It's like a home-cooked meal. It's not just something that, it's home-cooked right here, you know. It's a good meal. And that's the 2 things I think we do here as a center. It's to provide nourishment and to provide socialization. You know, a lot of these people, I say, they're in their home. They don't get to talk to somebody. So when I go in, it's a great opportunity. And if I just doing something else, I'll stop in and see them anyhow if I'm not delivering a meal, you know. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so all of my deliveries are going to get something for Valentine's Day.
Oh, perfect. I bet they look forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm Andy Donahue.
I'm Joan Donahue.
And you guys deliver Meals on Wheels in Pulteney?
We do for the Young at Heart Senior Center, yes.
And how long have you been delivering meals?
Oh, I have been delivering since you went into, when you were in office, the first year you went to office. So I've been doing it about 14 years. He's been doing it with me the last couple of years since he retired from the State House.
That's great. So tell me why you do it.
Well,
Because we're going to be there someday, and we would like somebody to deliver to us if we need it. Come on, what are you kidding me? This is not altruistic. This is self.
No, but you know, you get to know these people. I mean, I've become very friendly with a lot of them from 12 years, 14 years doing this, and I sit with them for a few minutes, and sometimes that's the only company they get for the day or for the week, and they look forward. If I say, "Oh, you look good in pink," the next week I go, "She's dressed in pink." You know, you said I look good in pink.
Then she says,
So
"I was
there you
only
go.
kidding."
No, I don't say that. I don't say that. But and you get to know the people, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful that you know that we're able to do this. We're blessed that we're able to do this.
That's amazing. How many days a week do you deliver meals?
Just Tuesdays. Tuesday's our day.
And how many meals do you usually deliver?
Well, it varies. Sometimes 6, sometimes 9. You know, we're in town. They have in town and out of town. So, and sometimes we do both if the out of town person can't do it.
So are you the driver, you're the runner?
Yes.
Correct. Yes, I'm the chauffeur.
Works out well because then I don't have to worry about parking. He can like double park and all that kind of thing. So that works out well.
Great.
Yeah.
And you're also on the board of directors?
Yes, that was an interesting story. Last year, when they knew I wasn't going to be running for the state, you know, as a state representative, one of the board members here asked me if I'd consider going to the board. And I said, "Oh." I said, "Okay, I'll do it." You know. Then I come in, and I thought I was just going to be appointed. Actually, there was a ballot. I was running against somebody. So I said, "What? You should have given me a heads up. I would put lawn signs all over town. Are you kidding me? What the?" So, yeah, so I won that ballot.
But no, this is a great center. This is a great center. You know, I've worked in the dining room a couple times to fill in for people. But I mean, this room here, they do the bone builders. You know, they have the nurses come in to do work on your feet, to take your blood pressure. And you could see it's almost like a Cheers kind of situation. They come every day for lunch.
No booze. No booze.
No booze. And they sit in the same seat. Al comes and sits in the same seat, and they have the same routine every day and the whole thing. So, I mean, isn't this a great place?
I'm back with Christine, who is the manager for the thrift store at Young at Heart Senior Center. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the thrift store.
When they first built the addition, they weren't going to have a thrift shop. It was just going to be for storage. And so I told the other site director that I did have some knowledge of running a thrift shop because I had always volunteered at other ones as well. So in the end, we decided to have a thrift shop. So we set about finding collections, and people were very generous in the entire community, even outside of Pontley. And it's grown for over 10 years now. And it adds a little extra to help. Everything goes back upstairs. All the money goes back upstairs. I'm a volunteer. And it helps to pay with their light bill or their phone bill or something that they need that they don't have all the money for.
Excellent. How many years have you been doing this?
On and off about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. And how often do you work down here?
I have been working 2 days a week or open 4 days a week. But, you know, I really enjoy it because I meet a lot of nice people, and once you're nice, you find out about them, they come back.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
So,
do you have people that come weekly just to browse through? Or?
I used to have some people that would come every day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every day, because then you know you'd have to have new merchandise out. But they have since moved away. But I have people that come back maybe once a week or every 2 weeks because they're always looking for something, something special, either clothing or a knick-knack, or we have books and games and a little bit of everything.
Excellent. Do you sometimes receive clothing or things and think, ooh, Jane Doe would really like this. So when you see them walk through the door, you say, oh, guess what?
I do. Some of my customers will ask to look for certain items, and I do. Or I've got to know them really well, and I'll say, June, that shirt you were looking for came in. I have it here for you. So it really is a wonderful thing for the community because we offer a service. It isn't expensive, and you usually can get something nice.
Excellent. Well, I thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and this is a great thrift shop.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.
And that's it for us today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to the Young at Heart Senior Center for allowing us to come in and interview them today. If you would like more information on the meal site closest to you, please go to our website, svcoa.org, and look for the listing.